Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
It's the moments in life, the decisions you make on a moment-to-moment basis that add up to be the guy or not the guy. Tonight, I did something, that I feel more of a guy. For me, who I am, my guy.
Make the hard decisions, make the sacrifices, make the unpopular decisions, and become comfortable in your own skin. And if you are not a person that you are comfortable being alone with, that is the one person in this universe that you have full power, full right, and full responsibility to change.
Supposed to do and will do are two different things, Miles.
Yeah, but you live here, right?
That's right. Pay the rent, too.
You should let somebody else do this then.
Like who?
Shit, I don't know. Anybody.
Huh?
Not a tenant.
You're right. I guess anybody could do it, but nobody does, Miles. Ends up everybody complaining because nobody did what anybody could have done or should have done.
The only thing that changes your fucking DNA is discipline.
Yes.
Discipline is the only thing that changes your DNA, man.
This is the only thing.
Only thing, man. You could be fucking so fucked up. And I realized that, and I was like, man, the only thing that changed my DNA is discipline.
You talk about performance without a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. People need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K. There's no, I'm going to get into school to be this or that, and still perform to the highest level. If you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose.
When I'm putting that work in and doing the reps, that's when I'm actually my most in flow and enjoying myself the most. And so it's actually a lie that I've been telling myself that once the presentation goes well, I'll feel good. Because in some ways now I feel like when the presentation happens, I'll be disappointed because I won't get to do this anymore. Yeah. I'll have to find something else to pick as a target so that I can get back into my Rocky cutscene. And so I think that has taken some time, and I've gotten better at it. I really do think I've gotten a lot better at it. At least recognizing, because the more times I've had W's and then realized that right afterwards I felt nothing, I had to think back of what are the things that I enjoyed most in my life? And it's always in pursuit. And I'm like, well then, why don't I set something really big, really far, so I can be in pursuit for the longest period of time possible? And that's where I think a lot of people from the outside, they cast their expectations of life onto me and say, I wouldn't live my life that way. You're always working, you're always doing these things. But it's I'm actually always spending my time in pursuit, because in pursuit is my button for enjoyment.
There's this awesome quote by, I think, Jim Carrey, and it goes, I wish for the world to realize all of their dreams so that they can realize they don't make them complete. And he's talking about that most people's dreams are very external, champions, they want to win a medal, they win a trophy, want a nice car and all this stuff. Then you get it, and when you have everything, you realize this isn't what I wanted. I don't feel complete right now. And I have the amazing opportunity in my life to have accomplished so many of my dreams and realize that there's still a void missing there. The more money I get, the more titles I get, the more I get, it's not filling me up more. But then I discovered that over time, it's the effort, it's the journey. It's suffering through times that I don't want to be at the gym or why I want to quit on my diet, and I push myself, and every single moment, every day leading up to the show, and I win all those moments. That's winning. That's winning in life, continuously every day. And through that journey, being able to build my relationships, not sacrifice them for winning, be able to make myself a better person, not a more stressed out, anxious person, all that stuff coming together, I've already won before I have a trophy in my hands. When I stand on stage, I haven't quit on a workout, I haven't quit on a cardio session. My girlfriend still loves me in the background. She doesn't hate me for neglecting her for the last 3 months of prep. I'm I won. I feel fucking good right now. And if I lose, am I going to leave and be really sad and cry and grieve that loss? Absolutely. but I'm still going to be proud of everything I put in. And at the end of the day, that's all I can control. And to me, that's winning.
I was very lucky that I joined the military, because when I joined the military, I had a structure, a pathway to execute on. And that's very, very beneficial for a young idiot kid that's filled with energy and rebellion and aggression. That's awesome. Here, take all that energy and aggression and rebellion and focus it in this direction. It's going to be beneficial. And you'll actually get rewarded for it. You'll get promoted for it. That's amazing. And kids didn't really have any kind of a code where, hey, these are some general rules that you will benefit from in life. For me, it's real easy because I know that a lot of my friends that are not here, and that's all I need to know. And I mean, I think about that every day. So there's no, for me personally, there's no lack of urgency when I wake up in the morning to think, oh, don't worry, I got all the time in the world, because I know I don't. And I'm lucky to be here, and I'm going to try and live in a way that will at least do justice for my friends that aren't here.
One of the things for people who are not where they want to be is that they have pain, like oodles of pain. And I remember when I was starting out, I was looking for passion. I was looking for purpose. I was like, I just want to find something that I'm motivated by. But it's the cat and the cheese. It's like we're looking for cheese, but we have all these cat behind us, and all we have to do is look and remember that they're behind us and chasing us. And so if you have the cat and you're staying in your current situation, you're being used by the cat, right? You're being used by the business owner who, it doesn't treat you well and is, and you're in this job that you don't really want to be in, right? Or you're being used by the situation or the context of the relationship that you're in with the girl that you're like not that into, right? Versus saying like, this is terrible. And because of this terribleness, I now have something that I can run away from. And then like, rather than not looking at the knife or trying to take painkillers to not feel the pain, it's like completely sobering up, taking the knife and twisting it in your own heart and being like, I'm going to fucking do something about this. And I think that that's what the heroes, like if we're heroes in our own story, it's not avoiding pain. It's choosing from the very beginning, the alchemy, which is like, you have these terrible situations. It's like, and you have the opportunity to turn them into magic and skip or shortcut all the growth you're going to have in a really short period of time simply by twisting the knife and being like, I'm going to do something about it.